You're listening to Townsquare Sunday. The New Bedford National Whaling Historical Park is holding a special program this summer on a New Bedford original, Hetty Green, the Witch of Wall Street. During parts of the 19th century, when New Bedford was one of the richest cities in the world, Hetty Green was perhaps the richest woman in the world. The six-part program is called Hetty Comes Home, and Irene Dupree Gutierrez is playing the role of Hetty, and Irene joins us today. Welcome.
Thank you, and good morning to you.
We have not talked for a while, but Irene did work at this radio station way back when as a weekend talk show host.
Yeah, that was great fun. Loved it.
Yeah, we had a good time with Jean Care Bancroft.
That's
and
right,
others.
Jean.
Hetty Green is remembered for being somewhat eccentric.
That's nice. That's kind. Okay.
I didn't know that was you, really, but you play her in character.
I do.
In this program. For those who don't know about Hetty Green, I can't imagine there are many people who haven't heard of Hetty Green, but for those who don't know, give us a little history about Hetty Green and how did she amass her fortune?
Okay. Well, Hetty was born in 1834 up on 7th Street in New Bedford. There's a plaque on the house, so you can find it if you're looking. Her parents were wealthy. She started out with, maybe $4 million the minute she was born. However, it wasn't that easy for her to get it. As her mother passed, her father passed, her Aunt Sylvia passed, each of them had multiple millions of dollars, but they all put their money in trusts because they did not believe that a woman would be able to handle it. Well, Hetty was extremely upset. She wanted to invest. She'd been following her father around since she was a little girl. She knew the business. She knew investing. She knew whaling. She knew what she was doing. Eventually, she got hold of a few million, pretty big money in those days, and started out on her own. And her investment strategy was amazingly simple. First of all, she said, common sense. If you don't have common sense, stay out of it. You're not going to make it. Once you had that, then you do your research. You know what you're talking about always. You're careful in what you do, and you have patience. You've probably heard quotes from Hetty many times that said, buy low, sell high. Well, that pretty much sums it up. Between that and compound interest, which she loved, she always called it magical compound interest. She built several million into somewhere between 100 million and 200 million. When she passed, we don't know how much she had because she never kept records. She had such a memory, she didn't need them. Nobody knows how much she was worth.
So a lot of people have played Hetty Green down
Correct.
through the years.
Yep.
A lot of people who were memorable, maybe some not quite so memorable. But you are taking on this role. You told me before we started this program that you love doing this.
I do.
So tell me about that. Why did you decide? How did Irene Gutierrez say, hey, okay, I'll do
I'm
this?
Hetty Green, yes.
Yeah.
Actually, I grew up hearing stories about Hetty Green. I remember my grandfather saying that he would see her getting on the trolley car. This is probably 1900, something of that sort. And she would be dressed in black and all raggedy looking, and she would stand there and say, would some kind gentleman help a lady in need? And he said every time somebody helped the lady, not him, but somebody helped her. Then my parents talked about going out to Colonel Green's on Saturday night when he would open his parking lot and play music, and they would dance and have a wonderful time. So I've always been intrigued by Hetty. The past 4 years, I figured it was time to do something with this, and I've been working on a book. I am writing a book, which I'm calling Hetty, The Life, Lies, and Legends of a New Bedford Lady. And in doing all of this research, I'm a volunteer at the National Park. I've been a volunteer for 20-some years. So they knew what was going on and how involved I was. And one day they said to me, you've done all this work. Let's put it to work. Let's use it. And thus was Hetty Comes Home. Hetty Comes Home, modern days, to see her hometown, New Bedford.
It is a series of 6 performances.
Correct. Yes.
The next one is August 8th,
Right.
which is
It's Aha
entitled
Night.
Saving, Spending, and Squandering.
Yes.
Hetty and her children as custodians of funds. I particularly like the one on August 18th. Where did the money go? Wants, wishes, and wills.
Unfortunately, well, no, it isn't unfortunate. There is none left.
Yeah.
Hetty certainly did not give it away. That I absolutely guarantee you. But when she passed, her money went equally to her son and her daughter, Ned and Sylvia, with Ned in charge because Hetty, despite what happened to her as a woman, did not give her daughter complete control of her half of the money. But Ned did a pretty good job, I've got to admit. So Ned and Sylvia inherit the money. 1935, Ned passes away, and almost every cent goes to Sylvia. Sylvia lived until 1951, and there was no family. There were relatives, there were cousins, but no direct family to give it to. And so almost every cent went into various good deeds. I'm sure Hetty turned over her grave.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, she absolutely had to. St. Luke's Hospital, the Green Ward, the libraries, the 2 libraries, the Holland Green and the Wilkes Library, that's all Hetty's money.
Wow.
Yeah.
But there was nothing like, I mean, we look at what happened there, and Henry Huddleston Rogers in Fairhaven
Right.
left so many public monuments, I'll call them. And Hetty Green's money certainly left some monuments, but nothing to the extent
Or not
that
you know.
Henry Huddleston Rogers left.
What she called charity, what she kind of looked down upon. She said people should work. You pay them to work. And she was willing to do that, believe it or not. But she was not willing to donate millions, as some of them did. She did donate some money that is pretty much not known, and I'm going to talk about that on August 8th, donations that she made along the way.
All right. So all these presentations are held at the National Park.
At the National Park in our auditorium, yes.
On William Street.
Yes.
And the next one, as you mentioned, is August 18th.
Right. August 8th, that's Aha Night.
August 8th, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's
August
Aha
8th,
Night.
followed by August 18th.
Yes.
What are these presentations like, Irene?
I've tried to, there's so much. I had to organize it.
First of all, you're in costume.
I am in costume. I have a lovely costume, which the park has seen to, that it is appropriate, time, period, and so forth. The first night, I talked about Hetty in general. There were people, believe it or not, people have never heard of her. If I say to people of our generation, I'm doing something on Hetty Green, they know. If I say to a lot of younger people, they say, what are you doing? Writing a book on Hetty Green. They say, who's that?
Yeah. Wow.
Which kills me, it really does. So I started the first night with a general introduction. Then the second time, which was last Sunday, I went into more of how she got her money. A lot of it was inherited, and a lot of it was earned. The next one, which in August 8th, we'll be talking about what did they do with it. They had maybe $200 million a century ago. Where did it go? Because there is none left, by the way. So that's what we'll be discussing on August 8th. Then all the wills, that's where it ended up. Hetty's will, what she left, Ned, the son Ned's will, and then the last one, the daughter Sylvia's will. And then we're doing a pictorial review. Hetty has come home after 100 years, and she's wandering around New Bedford going, oh, my God, when did they build that? So, a lot of play. We'll look at the mansion out in Padenham, of course. We'll look at her grandfather's home, which is now Child and Family. Just this morning, we went out to a Potagannset meeting house to look at the Quaker meeting house. So that's what that will all be about. Then we wrap it up in September with a Hetty Green trivia contest, which I think will be great fun. I believe the park ladies will be joining me. We'll have a good time with that one.
My guest is Irene Dupree Gutierrez, who's working with the New Bedford Whaling National Historical Park, presenting a 6-part program on the life and times of Hetty Green. The next performance or session, if you will,
that's fine. Performance
is August 8th at the National Park. Mm-hmm. They are being held at, let's see, I want to read this right here. I'm not quite sure what time.
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock on
and
the 8th.
then on, yes, the Thursday nights are 7 o'clock. They're AHA nights. And the Sunday afternoons are 2 o'clock.
Okay, very good. It seems like the perfect timing, perfect event, really, for the national park.
It couldn't be more appropriate.
Oh, I really think it is.
Yeah.
Pick a New Bedford original,
Yeah.
and then bring that person to life. It's perfect.
And she opened her first savings account when she was 8 years old at what was then the New Bedford Institution for Saving, our national park building.
That's right, the National Park building.
So it just fit perfectly.
On William Street.
Yep.
And, I think they should do this every year. Pick a New Bedford original and then go from
I would
there.
like to do something, not necessarily Hetty every time, but
But
I hope we
some other
started
folks, sure.
something. Yeah.
And has there been some talk about expanding this series at all?
We've kind of very informally thought of some ideas that we might want to attack next year. I don't know. At this point, we need to get through September, and then we'll see. But we've talked about it. It could happen, yeah.
You mentioned you've written a book.
I'm halfway through writing a book,
through.
correct. Yes, I'm looking for a publisher.
And, that seems like an easy deal here with Spinner in town, but we won't jump the gun.
Well, I will be contacting. I think we can plan on that. I'll be contacting Spinner and asking them.
Irene, others have played Hetty Green in New Bedford. Do you feel any pressure to measure up?
Not really, because I'm doing something a little bit different. Edie Nichols, of course, who was Hetty for so many years. We were good friends. If she were still out here doing Hetty, I would not be doing this. I'd be writing my book, but I wouldn't be doing the presentations. No, I'm going about it a little differently, and I'm certainly organizing differently than everybody, I believe, that anybody else has.
This has been a summer of culture, really, in New Bedford. Summer of culture and the arts, I would say, in New Bedford. And I think it may be the start of something pretty big. Do you share that feeling?
I would love to see that happen. I'm all for it. I call myself a cheerleader for New Bedford. I have always been a cheerleader for New Bedford. Yeah. And arts and culture, great.
Yeah, this is a New Bedford, whaling, and then textiles.
Right.
And we've been known as a fishing capital, the number one port in the country, in North America. But arts and culture has always been here. Sometimes dormant. Now I think not so dormant.
It's coming up.
Yeah, clearly. Where can people learn more about the New Bedford Whaling National Historic Park in this series?
Well, of course, they could always stop in at the park, 33 William Street. We're open 7 days a week, and we welcome you. There is never a fee for anything that we do at the park. You're welcome to come on in and wander around and attend our various sessions. Pretty much anybody at the park can fill you in more information on Hetty, and I'm there fairly often. I work the front desk, so if I'm there, come on in and we'll chat.
How long have you volunteered there?
Since we opened.
Since the open?
I'm an old-timer. I am.
Yeah, so this is,
23
I don't know, is it 20 years? It's not been
something.
20.
It's been 22 or 23 now.
No kidding?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Didn't realize it was quite that long.
Yep, we're doing well, actually.
Well, my thanks to Irene Dupree Gutierrez for joining me today, and good luck with the Hetty Green series.
I thank you, sir.
It is, again, the next performance, August 8th. That is an AHA night, I believe. Actually, a couple of weeks from when we're taping this now. Saving, Spending, and Squandering. Hetty and her children as custodians of funds. It should be great fun.
I'm looking forward to it. I am.
I know you are. I can tell. You're really excited about this. The National Park building is at 33 William Street in New Bedford. Thanks again, Irene.
Thanks for your time.
And that's it for Townsquare Sunday this week. I'm Jim Phillips. Thanks to Mike Roberts and Casey Sylvia for their help in getting this program on the air and on the internet. Till next time, have a great week and a wonderful Sunday.